Okay, I'm heading to the muffler shop, and then after that, in the afternoon, I'm going to local OK Tire to get rid of this. So they're gonna take off this part here and this box and the entire thing underneath, and they're gonna install the cold air intake from AIRAID that I'm gonna supply. Yeah, it's gonna look like this. It has its own pipe and its own box. So we're gonna replace the factory.
This one's got the big system on it.
Big one? What do you mean? So what do you think the sizing is?
It's 2 3/4.
Somewhere here, right?
What's that? I got a mic, I'll show you.
Actually, over here it's almost 3, but that's outside. Okay, that's what we got. We got, you see, true independent dual system. So those are the cats. Yeah, here's like 3. Oh, you can measure like that, right? So I know the outside is 3.
Yeah, 2.775, which is 2 3/4.
Oh, cool. But then for some reason it gets smaller.
It doesn't.
It doesn't?
This one doesn't.
Oh, cool.
It's 2 3/4 all the way back.
All right.
Which creates a problem for me.
And I know you cannot. You see, that's where the sensors are.
Yeah.
See this? Like, that's the active exhaust.
As far as sizing goes, I cannot do 3-inch on these cars, and 2 3/4 does not exist in the aftermarket. 2 3/4 does not exist in the aftermarket.
Oh.
So the only way for me to cut those resonators out for you,
No,
they're
I
going
want
to be 2.5.
No, I don't want to cut the resonators. I want to cut this.
Yeah, well, yeah, these guys. I call them resonators.
Well, I left the shop, so that was not good news. So basically, you saw the problem, right? So the guy basically, well, and quite a few times actually, I see these guys. They cannot do any kind of custom work, you know. You see, they only carry if you hurt the guy. Well, at least now I know what's going on, because actually on the internet it's very hard to find the information about, you know, the exhaust system on these cars. And when I stopped here, what, Friday I think, or Monday, yeah, he told me that these Challengers, they have 2 kinds of system, like the smaller one and the bigger one. And when he saw my car, he says, oh, that's a big one. And it was 2 3/4, or like the outside was 3, so of course that means that the inside was 2 3/4. And his problem is that he doesn't have that kind of pipe. He only has either 3 inches or he has 2.5. And actually I saw this, one guy did the same, like basically what I was trying to do, I was trying to cut the mufflers and then later next week replace the resonators with the new mufflers that are coming, right? So basically I wanted, instead of now I have mufflers in the middle of the car, that's why they're called mid mufflers, but there's only 2 sets of mufflers. So now I have 2 sets of mufflers closer to the engine and 2 resonators, those round ones in the back. And what I wanted to end up with is have nothing near the engine, and instead of the resonators I wanted to put these Pro Series Flowmaster mufflers, which are great for performance, and they're called shorties. So they're only 12-inch long, and they're only slightly longer than the resonators, but they're just, you know, I don't wanna. So one guy did this. He went to a shop and he did a movie about this, and he didn't check afterwards, but he did this muffler delete, and they put the pipe in, and what they didn't tell him that they put in 2.5-inch pipe. So like, what's the point, right? Before you had 2 3/4 with mufflers, and then the shop says, oh, you want performance? Okay, so they cut the mufflers and they give you a smaller pipe, so creating a restriction in there. And this guy, I think he had a Hellcat. Yeah, he had a Challenger Hellcat, and so then he decided it was still he wanted to put in, I think, those Flowmaster Super 10, you know, which are pretty loud. And he went in there and he found this. When they lifted the car on the hoist, he saw that he had a 2.5-inch pipe, which is like, to put that on a Hellcat, like, somebody has to be shot, you know, like somebody really doesn't care what they're doing. Like, I'm talking about the shop. So this guy only has 2 sizes, right? 2.5, which is not gonna work, and 3-inch. It's also stupid, you know, because everything else is 2 3/4. You know, why create this kind of like vacuum? Because all you're doing is that the issue. And you know, I'm kind of like fascinated with these exhaust systems because it's a, you know, it's a critical part of the engine. But what's funny is that some people just think that no mufflers is the best, which is not true, because good mufflers, they help drag the air out of the engine. And this was proven on some tests, even like racing events, you know. And also the bigger pipe is not always better, because bigger pipe means lower pressure, and also it means lower temperature. So when the gases go and you put in like 5-inch pipe, the gases cool down quite a bit and they slow down, and so now you think you improving your performance, whereas actually you're losing performance, you know. And so it has to be optimal. And what they did from the factory, you know, this is not exactly a cheap, you know, Honda Civic with 1.5 liter engine. So engineers had to figure out a way to make this car produce 485 horsepower, right? And so I don't know what to do now. Like, and this guy, when he looks at it, he says, if this was my car, he says, I would probably not touch the mufflers. He says, I would buy a axle back system. An axle back, that means just 2 pipes with no resonators in the back, and you keep your active exhaust sensor, you know, in place, and you add some nice, maybe like double tip, you know, endings to the pipe. So I don't know. Now I have these Flowmasters on order coming in, and they're 3.5-inch in and out. So I'm not sure what to do. So back to the drawing board. So, but at least at 2 o'clock. Oh yeah, but the good news is that there is a shop that can do this. I called the shop that I used before for real custom work, and they're 40 minutes away in the town of Hamilton, A&A Exhaust. And those guys, I called them, I said, do you have because this guy, Muffler Man, told me that 2 3/4 pipe does not exist in aftermarket. I'm like, what? And so I called these guys, A&A Exhaust, and I said, do you have, you know, this size? And he says, well, he has a straight pipe and he has elbows, like mandrel bent. So perfect. So basically, if I go to this guy, he can take out the mufflers, put in the straight pipe, and then if an elbow is required, he can add the part of that, because I think the pipe, you know, the pipe is not exactly straight, right? It kind of like moves a little bit, but I think, so basically, if I want to proceed with this, I'd have to go to that shop over there in Hamilton, but it can be done, but I definitely don't want to put in 2.5-inch pipe into a system which is 2 3/4 all throughout, you know. All right, stand by. We're gonna accomplish something. Well, I'm at Canadian. OK Tire. Just get some free coffee. So the guy's inside. Check this out. this is a cool looking 350 Super Duty. Wow, look at those tires, man. So the guy's inside, so we're installing the cold air intake. I'm gonna show you guys in a second when it's done. And the car is done. So they give me the stickers. Now let's see what we have under the hood. Wow. Wow. I knew it. This thing is really huge. Check this out. Like, it didn't look that big on the it didn't look that big in the bag, but look at my hand, right? So it's bigger than my hand. You know? Like, look. Well, of course I have big hands, but this is awesome, and I like this. You see how it's protected from the hot air? And over here, that's what some of the cheaper ones, they don't have this. You see, because then the air, the hot air goes from here, and at least over here it's covered, you know? I like that. So really cool. And I didn't touch this, the throttle body, so for now that's all we have. You know, and I asked him to disconnect the battery. So hopefully the computer will relearn. And we'll see that now I have more air. Hold on, can we put it somewhere here? I don't know. Okay, we're gonna use my box from protein bars. Okay, so now we'll go for a ride. I'm never sure what to do with this. Maybe I'll just put it inside on the hood. Well, basically we're gonna go for a ride using the GoPro. And we'll see how there's any difference in performance. Let me just make sure that I have 1080p at 60 frames a second. Oh, see, I knew it. Over here is over 720, and the phone is now using. So I'm gonna make them the same. All right, cool. I love this camera. I have two of these. And also I started talking to some guys over loads. Almost got one load. There was one crazy load going to Oregon, but it involved multiple stops and unloading, and basically I cannot do that. You know, like they want you to pick up a machine and take it to one location, then you unload for demonstration, kind of like a show, right? And then you reload, go to another location inside US, and there's like 3 or 4 locations like that. And I said, wait a second, I'm Canadian, right? That would be interstating. Like if the machine stays on the trailer, that's fine. I can do that. Like if I pull in and they look at it and then I keep driving and they don't add or remove anything from it, that's fine. But basically it was too many and the guy says, The last spot is you have to go into California. And I said, no way, I'm not going into California. I'm sorry. I'm not set up for California, even though my truck is legal, my trailer will need a permit, but California, you need the certification. But anyway, so I started talking to somebody, and I did my IFTA today. Well, finishing my fuel tax report. So a couple more days and I'll be ready. But so let's get back to the car. So now we'll do this test drive, and yeah, I'm gonna do some housekeeping, and that's what we're doing. I'm gonna go to my truck and pick up my shaver, and so tomorrow you'll see me much more presentable. Sorry about that, but you know, I've been in US for like what, 2 weeks? No, what 2 weeks? 3 weeks from December 15th. Yeah. Oh, and so I already wrote the email to ANA Exhaust, so now I know exactly what we're doing, right? Since he can replace like the same idea as before, except it didn't happen today, and now I just need to wait for the mufflers, and then I can do it. And then tomorrow we're gonna go and remove those plastic yellow lip protectors, and hopefully tomorrow they ordered them Monday. Hopefully they will have the winter floor mats for me, because yeah, it's getting dirty and I really don't like it. Okay, let's go for a test drive. Switching to GoPro. It sounds a bit louder. Alright, so now we're just going to my truck. This is a normal mode, not sport or anything. Yeah, I think it sounds a bit better, but still cannot believe that I have this. this is Cambridge. Over there we have shopping center. Here we have McDonald's. Over there Tim Hortons coffee shop, and 50s, pretty decent diner, 50s grill and deli. Try to get in there on weekends during lunchtime. There's a lineup outside the door. Yeah, so okay, so didn't happen today with the mufflers, and so since that place where I'm gonna do it, A&A Exhaust, is in Hamilton, which is 1 hour away, so I don't want to drive there to do the mufflers and then do the resonators. I'm gonna do everything in one trip, and it might be cheaper this way. So that's the plan. And actually the mufflers are somewhere on their way, you know. I'm gonna check back with my mailbox people to see where they are at. It started accelerating a bit better, you know. Yeah, let's go this way, because the speed limit over there is 50 kilometers an hour. I can hear the sound, you know, like the intake, so kind of like whistling, like a mini jet engine. And so if you wanted to compare, just go to the previous video when I was doing the POV street driving, and that's how it sounded before the intake was installed. Now there's a very big hill over here, like a drop, you know. And then here we have a very rough railroad crossing. Yeah, I like it. I do feel some difference, honestly. I know some people don't understand this, but I don't care. That's what I usually do on these cars. I think on a car with a big engine, and actually you can get this car. There's an option with a shaker hood and with a Mopar cold air intake, you know. So it's available, except, you know, I like this car. This was in stock, and that's how it came. It didn't have the intake. It didn't have the shaker, but basically shaker, it's part of the hood is open and there's that thing, the intake sits right at the top, kind of like not the intake but the inlets for the intake. The actual intake is inside, right? And so it's legit. It's what the factory, you know, does on other models of this car. And so I think it's a good upgrade. And I like AIRAID because as you saw, the size of the filter, you know, I think it matters. This is the sport mode. Truck is still here. Cool. Yeah, I forgot to take it with me, that you know, that shaver. Got it. So this is I'm using a Remington. Very useful piece of equipment. All right. So yeah, all in all, was a very worthy upgrade. Not too expensive. The shop, like normal, of course, you know, again, I would do it myself, but the shop only charged me $100 Canadian, 73 US. So we're good. But I was really looking forward to that. I'm good. How are you?
Good, man.
Yeah.
Nice wheels.
Yeah, I just went from V6 to V8.
Oh no, smart play.
Yeah.
Is this car nice? Me and my wife love this car.
Oh geez, man. But this is the cheapest. Basically, you see, it's a 6.4. Like you can get 5.7. You see the logo there?
Yeah.
You see the logo? Yeah, that's what they call in the States. It's called ScatPack. But here it's RT392. It has 470 torque, 485 horsepower.
That thing flies, eh?
Yeah, but the insurance, like, of course, fuel economy, you know, you don't drive it every day, but insurance actually went down by 20 bucks compared to Mustang. I think people don't steal them. So.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's a great
I'm a
car.
Dodge fan too, so this.
Yeah,
is
I just replaced. I just put on the intake. Like I got an AIRAID. Like I got this one. I use it on a Dodge Ram.
Yeah,
like works very nice. Like a huge filter in there, and it's not oiled. It's like dry.
Yeah.
So very nice.
Okay.
And now I'm just gonna replace the mufflers, make it a bit louder because
You're well knowledge, eh?
well, you know,
Well, I watch your YouTube sometimes, eh? You got knowledge.
Well,
eh?
now you're gonna be in my
Oh, I
video.
see. Oh, am I in the video?
I was just finishing some thoughts. I did some test driving because I just installed this and I did kind of like to compare what it sounded before. It sounds a bit, you know, louder.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds good, man.
Yeah.
I heard you just started there. I was walking into the shop.
Oh, hold on. I'll show you this, what they did. I'll be right back. Because I really love this. All right, I'll go get driving.
Yeah.
I'm just, yeah, I need to replace these, like also I'm getting those, what they call them?
Weather guard.
Yeah, weather
designed
guard.
to fit.
Because, you know,
My friend told me I should get that for this truck too.
no,
It's
I
got a
wish,
pickup.
you know, when you get a car like this,
It should
they
come
would
with
give
some,
you,
yeah.
why am I supposed to buy it extra, like, especially in winter?
That's the problem, right?
So I
Where
get
we
the
live.
Canadian Tire, because it says racing, okay, I'll buy that. But I'm getting the regular one, I think they're called Weather Tech.
Yeah, it's WeatherTech. Yeah.
They designed specifically for this car.
Yeah, Jay, he got him for his truck. He told me I should get him for the pickup.
And you see they give you these nice pedals.
Oh yeah, no, it's a pro.
Racing pedals.
No, it's freaking awesome, man.
Cool.
Enjoy.
Tink you.
Yeah. We'll see you around.
Yeah, I just need to watch my speed.
That's the hard part, right?
Yeah.
It's why I don't drive sports cars. I go like grandpa when I'm in the truck.
No, me too. Like it's so much power, you don't feel actually you need to race because I know what I got. You know,
you got it.
I don't have to flaunt it like in a Mustang. I had, oh shoot, I have to show people.
I better give it. Yeah.
I'm almost like a GT, but
Have a good one.
Yeah, this guy helped me a couple of times. He runs a sign company. What they do is they install signs, like on Christmas. You know, whenever you need to put something up on the pole, like some kind of illumination signs. And so he has a crane, like an old Sterling truck, you know, like truck chassis based crane. And he was saying, I don't know if you heard, he was saying that he's talking to the same guy who sold me the Kenworth. He's talking to him to get K-Whopper like the same as mine, but with a crane. I think that would be an awesome. I don't know, why is it doing? I thought before I was starting in third gear, but no, I'm starting in first gear. No, definitely the sound changed, guys. Wow, I like this. Okay, so that's it. Sorry for the long video once again, but you know me, I cannot stop midway. So the plan now is to go get some, I'm now on a weight loss diet, 1305 calories a day only, but I can still, I just had a nice lunch with Mid-Eastern kefta, just veggies and meat. And now the plan is to go check my mailbox, see if these Flowmasters have arrived. And then I have to buy some, just a little bit of some nuts, like walnuts or almonds for the kind of like my snack. Oh, and then I have to buy almond milk, which I used to make protein shake. Like I got another big jug of that vegan, all vegan powder, like very nice, low calories, and one scoop gives you 35 grams of pure, easy to absorb protein. I like that one. I tried a different brand before and it was giving me headaches. Man, no, definitely louder. Jeez. The temperature today is +7, boys and girls, here in Cambridge, Ontario, which is around then would be 50. So like 47, 46F, very nice. But yesterday we had the freezing rain. Left turn. Again, if somebody's tuning in late in the game, so nothing was done with the exhaust. The mufflers were not touched. The resonators are in place, and so I'm just driving to my post office or mailbox place to see if they have any good news for me in terms of downshifting, right, and I'm using the gearbox to brake. There's no sound, there's no, you know, was before with the Mustang. Like the exhaust was much louder, but as I mentioned, that was too loud. I have no intention of doing it like that again because it was basically uncomfortable on long rides. So we're gonna do kind of like a nice low-key performance exhaust where it, you know that you have the exhaust, but it's not jeopardizing the performance, and it gives me that nice performance tone, you know, like rumble with the low notes, like nice bass, you know. That's what I want. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. The next video will be either a muffler update video if I happen to get the new mufflers and book an appointment, or it'll be a video on my trucking side about getting